Good morning, everybody. My name is Darlene, and I have Parkinson's. Today is a much better day, much better. I still have a niggly headache, but it is nothing compared to what I had. The headache is a side effect of the lumbar puncture that I had, and that had to be done. So now I've got still a blood test to do, and I have to get some more results. Anyway, I want to talk today about something else. My channel has always been focused on Parkinson's and how I'm getting through successfully or miserably or happily or whatever it is. I want it to be a true channel that tells my story so that my kids can have that record. So that anybody else who is going through the same things or slightly the same things as me may glean some information from me, and I can get information back from them. So that's what the reason for the channel. But there's other things that go on in your life regardless of what your health is. There's many things that will still go on. One of the things that was going on during this period of time in my life was a drastic weight loss. And I never really talked about it. I mentioned it a few times. I said, things like, my daughter was concerned because the weight was coming off. Nobody seemed to be able to understand how come it was coming off, because I wasn't actively doing anything to make it come off. Now, once it started to come off, I've been battling weight my entire life. So once it started to come off, I liked the fact that I was losing the weight. And it didn't really dawn on me that I shouldn't be losing that much weight if I wasn't doing anything to cause it. Because, I'd been on a diet all my life. So anyway, I decided that I was going to address that issue today. I'm going to sort of tell my weight journey throughout my life. People have seen the change over the course of time. I started, my highest weight was, I wasn't doing the channel at the time, but my highest weight was 291. Well documented because I was in weight loss groups my whole life. But anyway, I started my highest at 291. And my lowest that I was here when I was very, very sick in December. No, it was before December. It was, I think it's probably October. We moved here in September. It was probably the October. But anyway, my lowest then was 122. That's a loss of 169 pounds. That's a lot of weight to have lost in 2 years. So, because I lost it so fast, there was obviously something wrong, and I was probably going to die because I wasn't getting enough nourishment. So we have been battling that since I got out of the hospital at 122. I weigh only once a month, officially once a month. I sometimes step on the scale in between, but officially once a month. Because I was going to be talking here today, I did step on the scale to see what my number was. I'm trying to aim between 130 and 135. I think that would be a fairly healthy weight for me. But I haven't been able to maintain that. I barely cross the 130 line, and then I fall back again. And when I weighed last night, it was 125. So, and I'm not, I'm eating things that aren't necessarily healthy things, but I'm eating them because they're higher calories just to try and keep some weight on me. Meat sticks, they're 150 calories per stick. I will eat meat sticks, lots of them, to try and keep calories in me. I will eat lots of ice cream, keep calories in me. But I want to be able to eat healthier. And if I eat healthy foods, then I tend to drop the weight again. And so all these tests that I'm having are kind of to try and figure out what happened. Why did these things suddenly start happening to me? The other thing that is a huge concern to me is the neuropathy. That's what this lumbar puncture was talking about, is seeing if we can find out what caused that. Now, some of it is Parkinson's, but I'm basically having to deal with a lot of different issues all wrapped up into one, and it's really hard when you're not dealing with one issue. So I thought I would address the different issues here. So the neuropathy started about the same time as the channel started, maybe a little bit before that. But for a few years before that, I was having problems with my feet being very hot or very cold, mostly very hot. And I didn't know that that was called neuropathy. I thought that that was just something crazy with my, circulation or something. But anyway, then I started noticing that I was having trouble with feeling in my feet. Then it changed to the feeling in my hands. And now this hand, I have nothing. I've showed that before. I have no feeling in any of these fingers here. My thumb seems to be tucked in there on any given time. And if I want to put my hand onto something, I have to be very careful that I open all my fingers. Okay, I've got a cup of coffee here, which I don't normally have an open cup of coffee. I normally have everything is sealed up and closed. I'm going to just turn you down here. Okay, so here's my cup of coffee. Now if I want to put my fingers in here, these two fingers will go in, but if I want this finger to go in there, whoops, I have to take this and put it in, because it won't go on its own. The other thing is, I can't let go of things. Like when I pick something up and I want to put it down, it just doesn't come out of my hand. So it's been a problem with the fact that my hand doesn't work. So far, this hand has still got some movement, and it's not great movement, but I can see I can pinch here. And if I can pinch, that means I can try to pick something up. This one here, I can't do a pinching motion, so I can't really pick things up. I'm sort of dropping everything, which is the reason that I'm not allowed to have knives very often, which is the reason that I can't lift a pot, because I could be lifting a pot with two hands, but only this hand has any hold on it, and this side will just drop and boiling water will go through it. So that's those are some of the things that I don't talk about very much. My hands I've talked about, my neuropathy I have talked about, but the weight loss I didn't really talk about that. Don't get me wrong, my life is a lot easier at this weight than it was when I was heavy. When I was heavy and I couldn't roll over in bed, it was because I was too heavy. When I was trying to lay on my back and I couldn't breathe, it was because the weight of my chest was crushing me and I couldn't breathe. I can now do those things. So therefore, I do know that it's beneficial for me to be at this weight rather than the other weight, because I can't imagine my life if I had to deal with the weight as well. So anyway, I want to just address that, because there has been people that have been asking me, how did you do it? And I will never recommend what I did, because what I did was get sick. and I don't even know how come. Now, I am having a bit of a headache right now, so they did recommend that I have caffeine. So therefore, the drinking of the coffee, I'm gonna let that cool, and I'm going to drink that. I haven't had like a hot cup of coffee in quite a while. I used to drink coffee all the time, but I haven't had it in quite a while, and so I've had caffeine because I drink cold coffee and whatnot. But when I drink my coffee hot, I take a black coffee, and I don't like strong coffee. So this one here is a flavored coffee. It's a, what is it, a caramel drizzle, Folgers caramel drizzle. So I put that one through my coffee maker, and I'm going to enjoy that one here. I'm going to hopefully go out to the dollar store this afternoon. Can't remember what I was supposed to buy. Had a list, but I don't know what to do with it. So we'll see what strikes my fancy when I'm there. But I do know I need some body wash and I need some shampoo, so probably pick those up. All right, so that's where I'm going to leave it today. I just wanted to explain how I got to this weight, and that it was not a healthy thing I was doing. I was eating. Don't get me wrong, I was eating. That's why it was a concern, is because I was eating everything that I always have eaten, and still losing massive amounts of weight very quickly. And there was one month I lost 27 pounds, and I don't know how I lost it, because I didn't try to do anything. I wasn't active. I just was sick. So I don't recommend that to anybody, but for anybody who wants to know, that's what the story was. All right, so anyway, I'm going to have my cup of coffee, and I am going to go to the dollar store, and I will chat with you all tomorrow. All right, bye-bye.